Guys, welcome back to A Step Above. This is episode 3 of Interview with a Woman. I have my special guest with me, Elizabeth Sanders. She is a woman stylist expert, and she is a representative of CABI based in Los Angeles, California. In today's video, we're going to talk about what specific items that women should have in their wardrobe. Also, what items that women find attractive on men, from casual wear all the way to business casual. So if there's a video you're interested in, stay tuned. Guys, welcome back. As I stated, this is my guest, Elizabeth Sanders. Elizabeth, if you could tell us a little bit about you and what you do, inform my audience.
Sure. So I'm Elizabeth Sanders, and I'm a women's wardrobe stylist. I'm based here in Denver, but I represent a brand called CABI, which is a women's luxury apparel brand based in Los Angeles. And our chief designer is a woman named Kat Woodside. And we provide women with beautiful clothing twice a year. And I love what I do. I've been doing it for 18 years. So hopefully that answers your question.
Okay. So if people wanted to get in contact with you, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, any other social media, or even the woman that you spoke about earlier, how can they do that?
Probably the best way would be through my website, which is elizabethsanders.cabionline.com, and it's CABI online.com. And then I do have an Instagram, which is CABI_Lizabeth, LIZABETH on Instagram.
That's not only going to be in the description, but it's also going to flash somewhere on the screen. So if you're not too quick on that, just check in the description box and you'll be able to contact her and get the latest updates on every fashion trend for significant others of yours or someone in your family. That said, Elizabeth, I asked you to come and assist me with this section of my YouTube channel called Interview with a Woman. So when I first approached you about this, what were some thoughts that went through mind?
Well, I was super flattered that you would invite me to do this. And I had to think a little bit about, sort of what, how I would answer. I will be honest, I'm kind of newly single, and so I have been dating a little bit, and so I've started to think about, sort of what I have been paying more attention to what men wear and what I've found attractive or not attractive in the last year and a half to 2 years. So it's apropos and good timing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, you heard that? She's a single woman and she just dropped her social media, so feel free to jump in those DMs. That said, let's jump into the interview. The first area we're going to talk about is casual wear. And just like in the previous interviews, I have a list of questions that we're going to go through. These are not scripted. The only part that's scripted is the questions that I'm going to ask. So she's going to be answering these just right off the top of the head. So the first question, when it comes to casual wear, what type of clothing is attractive for men between the ages of 25 and 45? Let's start with t-shirts and polos.
Okay, well, I would say, first of all, what's super important is fit. And this really goes for any clothing, but I think ill-fitting clothes are not attractive. And I think making sure that whatever you wear is really nicely fitting. For t-shirts and polos, I think quality is important. So, nicely fitting t-shirts of high quality, and on, polos like a 3-button or a zip look really nice. And t-shirts that are a little bit of a, dressier in nature. A couple of the ones that I really like are Rag & Bone. And then there's a kind of a newer up-and-coming brand that I think is really nice. It's called James Purse. So those would be a couple that I would probably recommend.
And those would be in the area of good quality t-shirts and polos that maybe more have a trimmer fit than kind of the
Yeah, definitely.
boxy type. And
Yeah, and the other thing I'd mention too is that I think the sleeve length is important. So the sleeve length that really shows a bicep is not that it's tight or anything, but just that is a flattering length on a man's arm.
make sure to have some biceps.
Yeah, so that's helpful too, but yeah, that's just a thought.
Okay, so let's transition to jeans, shorts, and a sweatsuit or jumper, as the English would call it.
Okay, so I think the same thing, anything that fits well. I think baggy jeans and really destructed jeans are kind of maybe not as attractive and not as in fashion right now. Probably.
Is that the ones that have like?
Yeah, that are really destructive with holes and really distressed. I think for a while the really skinny, narrow jeans were in, and I think we're getting away from that a little bit and seeing more of the jean that is a little looser fit on the thigh, and then but just a little tapered at the bottom still, and maybe a little bit dressier in terms of the wash, so a little bit darker wash. And then I would say a couple of brands that are really nice would be Rag & Bone or Page. Most nice jeans are going to run about around the $200 range, and it's worth investing in a nice pair of jeans like that to have. As far as shorts go, I'm not a big fan of shorts on guys.
I don't like my legs exposed.
Yeah, especially, like on a first date or something like that. I wouldn't think that would be like the best way to go. As far as like a athletic wear, like a sweatsuit type of thing, I'd say probably anything from like a Lululemon type of that sort of look.
What does that mean? A Lululemon look?
Well, the Lululemon store brand, I would say.
I actually don't know what that is.
It's athletic wear. So there are stores all over the U.S. That carry it. It's Lululemon as a brand, and it's L-U-L-U Lemon, L-E-M-O-N.
Okay.
And so, like, there's one here in Cherry Creek, and they're all over the country.
And it's for men and women?
And yes, it's
athletic wear.
Yes. And so that would be a great place to go and shop for something like that. And I'm sure that the sales associates could help you find something that would look appropriate. And it's not sort of, over-the-top athletic looking. It's just nice, kind of tasteful, athletic wear. So that's what I would probably recommend for that type of a look. And then what was the very first thing you asked about?
Jeans, shorts, and a sweatsuit.
Okay, so yeah, I think we covered,
Okay.
that.
Moving on. Let's talk shoes.
Okay.
Casual shoes. Now, me personally, my casual shoes consist of loafers, leather loafers to be specific. I have sneakers that I run in, I work out in, or that I'll box in. Other than that, I don't have a canvas or like a leather casual shoe like a sneaker or something like that. Can you give us a little education on that?
Sure. So sneakers are really worn with everything anymore. And I know you're very traditional and classic, which is awesome. There are, a wide range of men's styles that are seen now. But in menswear and women's wear, we're seeing sneakers now being worn with everything, including suits.
Yeah.
It's a very fashion-forward look, and it's not for everyone, but there are so many sneakers out there that are meant to be worn different ways. So I would say a running shoe is different from a sneaker. So I would say that for a casual shoe, like a driver or a moccasin type or a loafer, would be super appropriate to wear as a casual shoe, as well as any sneaker with a white sole, and then it could be any color on the shoe part, like a suede, like a gray suede or a light tan suede with a white sole would be really appropriate to wear with a jean or a chino, something like that. And then, a loafer, maybe not a traditional loafer like a penny loafer style, but maybe a little bit more of like a driving shoe, that kind of thing.
Okay. I agree. On Instagram, I've seen some photos of individuals who wear suits with sneakers, but I don't know if there's a dress sneaker, but it's not like a traditional like tennis shoe. I guess this is where I'll be a stickler. And this is no offense to any of my viewers or people watching this video, I'm one who's against sneakers and suits. To me, it looks juvenile, and what it reminds me of is prom, like senior year at prom, where people would be in suits and be in sneakers because it's like, I want to be trendy.
Yeah.
I guess for me, when I'm looking at something that's a little more mature, is that the best representation? And it looks off.
Yeah.
There's something that just looks off about the look. But again, that's just my opinion, and everybody has opinions. If it fits you, like Elizabeth stated, then by all means, do it. Everybody has their own flavor. There's not a right or wrong way to wear it. I'd say more of like your personality, if it fits you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about personal style expression, and I tend to agree with you. I think it's maybe a bit less sophisticated look. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, one other thing to throw in there too is there is a brand called Golden Goose. It's an Italian brand, and they make incredible sneakers for men and women. They are a little bit pricey. They're about $600, but they're an investment, and people collect them. I'm a little guilty of that. And they go with everything. And I have a pair I'll show you later that I brought that those do look good with almost everything. So there are those type of sneakers now that are meant to wear with everything. So they're not really almost a sneaker. They're sort of more of
I'm actually interested in seeing
sort of a statement shoe.
Okay.
So
we'll definitely have to check that out.
An add-on.
Now, what type of clothing is not attractive on men between those ages? And let's stick with those categories of t-shirts, polos, jeans, shorts, sweat shoes, or not sweat shoes, but sweatsuits and shoes.
Okay. So I think graphic tees like, your AC/DC t-shirt. Sometimes you'll see guys wearing a graphic tee with a jacket. Kind of not so much on that. I think, your Hanes t-shirts, that kind of thing. Tank tops, probably no on that. Baggy khaki shorts, that kind of look. Running shoes, unless you're running. Let me think what else. Baggy jeans, ill-fitting jeans, probably no on those. Kind of the old style sweatsuit. Really anything that's ill-fitting, I think, isn't probably that attractive. I think, like for example, if you were on a first date, I'd say probably no. Flip-flops, hats. Other than that, I think that sort of covers it.
What about wearing shorts on a first date?
Yeah, I'd say no. I'd skip that.
Skip shorts, skip a tank top, or would you say a white shirt if it was a good quality white shirt?
Yeah.
Okay. No ill-fitting jeans or shorts or chinos. Definitely not flip-flops.
Yeah.
I have friends who have been guilty of that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to call you out, but your date secretly did in their head.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. That's just me speculating. Okay. Now let's jump to suits and business casual.